Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you a trick. It's actually more of a story, right? So it's a story about these four kings right here, right? So I'm about to introduce you to them, right? We have our King of Spades, King of Clubs, King of Diamonds, and King of Hearts, right? So we're going to put those guys right over there, okay? And these kings came together for a very important reason, right? These were the greatest kings in all the lands, right? But they came together to protect something very important. But before we get into what they were protecting, why don't we get into why they were protecting it? So there was a thief in the land at the time, right? And it was the card thief, and he would go around and he would leave only one thing whenever he went. He would rob a place, take anything he wanted, and then the only proof that he had been there would be a single card, right? And the fun part about this trick is you're actually going to pretend that you're the thief, right? It's very interactive. Okay, so what they were protecting from this thief was a diamond. You get it?
Yeah.
A diamond.
Yes.
Sorry, bad joke. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just going to place that there, and we're just gonna move it over here, okay? So diamonds, they put it in a vault, right? So what we're gonna do now is I'm just gonna move the deck, right? Just gonna, okay, so now, as I said, you're going to be the thief, right? And so the thief left his card. But as the thief, you need to know what your card is naturally to place it, right? Mm-hmm. So why don't you just go ahead and select any of these cards as your signature card, right? This one. So it is the 9 of spades, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and put that there, right? So we have our 9 of spades, and we're going to turn that over, okay? Mm-hmm. And we're going to place it under this wallet here so that I can't touch it, right? So that I can't change it in any way. Okay, so next what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our kings here, right? We can actually put this to the side now. We're gonna take our kings here, right? And we're gonna get on with the story. So we have our ace in the vault, right? So next, what happened in the story is the kings were very, very smart. So what they did is they took these two kings, right? And they put it in the back. And they took these two and they put them in the front, right? Yes. So that night, these two were walking along, and suddenly they felt an aching in the stomach, and they dropped dead. They'd been poisoned, right? Then these two came to go check on the diamond. If they'd been poisoned, what happened to the diamond, right? And so they went over there, right? And the first king looked inside the vault. He was very surprised. The next king said, "What's wrong?" And he also looked inside the vault. Oh my goodness. There was no diamond in the vault. All they found was your card. Wait, if your card is right here, what's under there? Can you flip that over for me? The diamond.
That's very...
You stole the diamond.
Wow, that was actually good. Wow. Wow, how you actually did that?
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that performance, and now we're going to teach you how to do it, right? So it's practically a no setup trick, but you are going to need to have this ace at the bottom, right? This ace of diamonds needs to be at the bottom. You can tell them that it's part of the trick and put it there. It doesn't really have to be anything sneaky like, because it really doesn't contribute to the suspense of the trick. And so the next part of the trick is you need to take out the kings, right? So take out the kings out of the deck, right? But the only thing about setup in this part of the trick is you need to have the blacks with the blacks and the red with the red, right? You can't have it mixed like this because that'll ruin the finale or and close to the end of the trick. So it doesn't matter if you have the blacks on top or the reds on top, you just need to have them together, right? So you have those, and then you have to get into the sleight of hand part. So for this trick to work, you're going to need to have a pinky break on this first top card. So how you're going to do that, and we're actually going to have a video on tips and pointers on how to do a pinky breaks in different situations. But I'll just give you a basic run through of how you do it here. You're just going to push it off, this first card, slide it off. It doesn't have to be a lot, it can just be like that. And then you're going to pull it back, but when you pull it back, you're going to stick your pinky right there, right? And then, so it's from the front, it doesn't really look like you have much, but then here you can really tell, right? Now you're gonna have that pinky break, and that's simply so it's easier to grab. See, the next part, you're gonna be talking about how great the kings were, and they were amazing, and you're just gonna simply slide your hand over there and just use that pinky break to just pick it up, right? And then you're gonna talk about how, make sure not to put the deck down, it's gonna be very important. Oh, and the king of spades, right? Now, to make it a little easier, right, just keep that there like that when you're talking. That just makes it easier for the next part. So once you talk about the kings, right, you have this at the bottom. You're gonna say, all right, so there were 4 kings, right? There was the king of spades, but you just keep it like this so that they can't see the bottom card, right? You're just gonna slide it under, and then as your hands are moving towards each other, once it comes over, drop the 2 cards. So what you've essentially done is you've placed this card that you picked up on top of this card and then drop them on there, which makes it look and appear as if nothing's changed, right? But really, the king's under there, and that's gonna come in handy later, right? So now they think there's still 4 kings in your hand, but there's only 3. It's very important that you keep it that way, right? So then you say king of clubs, king of diamonds, and then here's the last king. You say king of hearts, but you don't move it, right? Because if you were to move it, they would see the king of clubs when they're expecting the king of spades, right? And it really actually doesn't matter which king is here. It just matters that they don't see it, right? And so then you say, oh, like, hey, let's put these 4 kings over to the side, right? Now, don't make the same mistake I did. You have to practice this in your mind saying this, because if you don't, what I've found is you'll end up saying 3 kings because you know it's 3 kings. So you need to practice it. It's a lot of tricks are messed up just by simple mental issues like that in your speaking, right? So you need to practice that. It's kind of unnatural, but you should be able to do it, right? And the next part of the trick is you're going to move on to the part about the thief. You're going to be talking about the thief, and while you do that, right, you're going to do this. Could just kind of riffle with. So you're going to be holding it with your left hand, right? Or right hand, whichever one is your dominant hand. You're going to be holding it with your non-dominant hand, and with your dominant hand, just come over and riffle the deck. Right? Now remember, we have these 2 cards here. We have our king and our 2, right? King and 2. So then we're going to have that at the bottom of the deck, and you're going to riffle a second time. But actually, what you're going to do is you're going to stop after the second card drops. You're just going to drop those cards. Make sure it's like this, right? Just like that, so they can't see it, right? It doesn't really look, but I actually have that hold. And so then what you're going to do is you're going to hold it with your thumb, kind of like that. Okay? Then you're going to use your right or left index finger, the index finger of your dominant hand, to push over about just half of the deck, grab it, and what you're going to do is you're going to say, after you start talking about the thief and how they're going to play their role, you're going to tell them they were protecting a diamond, right? And you're gonna make, as you make that joke, right? You're gonna flip it over, right? And they're gonna be thinking that you're just flipping it over, but really what you're doing is you have that break there. So when you flip it over, your hand kind of naturally just comes over the card, and you're just gonna drop those 2 cards like that. And so it looks like you just flip the ace over, right? But really, it's the king of spades that we talked about earlier. Okay, so then you're gonna say, okay, now I'm just gonna put it over here, right? At this point, you should have your face down ace of spades right under whatever card was there before, right? And then you just place these over here. So they think that the ace is over here, which is really a king. And so you say they place the ace in the vault. So you take the king and you put it over here, but make sure they not see it over there, right? And it's in the vault, right? And we're gonna get back to that later. Okay, now you have 2 cards here, right? So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna do something called a double undercut, right? We're gonna make another video on tips and pointers on how to do that another time, right? So be looking out for that video. So you're gonna do that. The non-predominant hand is gonna hold it again. And you're gonna do the dominant hand riffle, and you're just going to stop at the top 2 this time, right? And so then you're going to hold it with your thumb, right? That hold right there. and you're gonna take off about half of the things. And here's where it's getting tricky. You're gonna try to make it look like you're doing a cut, and so you're gonna put it like that. Then take these two and then just push them against it like that, and take the rest of them. So now the ace of spades, the ace of diamonds should be on the bottom, and you're going to place it there like that. Okay, and so it looks like you cut the deck, but really what you did is you just placed these two cards right there, right? So that's a pretty deceiving trick. Again, we're going to do more videos on how to do the double undercut later. So the next part of the trick is you're going to have them select their signature card, the one that they're going to have and place in the vault, right? So you can just riffle the deck, right? Just show them the deck, fan through. Normally, they won't be asking you to just go all the way, but just in case they do, you can just hold it, these two cards like that, and then you can just start over, right? After they select a card, let's just say ace of spades, right? After they've done that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna just drop one card, right? And you're gonna hold that with your thumb, right? And just get that thumb as a break there, right? And then you're gonna come over, you're gonna flip their signature card over and just add it to that as a packet. So now there's two cards, but you're gonna make it look like there's one, right? And you're gonna say, so this is your card, the ace of spades, right? This is the card that you are gonna try to put in the vault, right? And then you're gonna flip it over. Remember, you're gonna flip over both cards as a double lift. We're also gonna make a video on that. As a double lift, right? They don't know that it's a double packet, so you're just gonna flip over both cards, and then you're gonna say that you're gonna hand them their card. But really what you're doing is you're giving them the ace of diamonds, and that's where that comes in, right? So you're gonna have the ace of diamonds, you're gonna put something on top of it, right? Say that phone. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna have to somehow get their signature card in the vault, right? Well, here's how you do that. Okay, this may be a little frightening to some of you, but you're actually gonna have to palm a card. But this is actually a lot simpler than you're thinking, right? You're not gonna have to hold it for very long, do any motions. You really are just, you're gonna pretend like you're reaching for the 4 kings, which is actually 3, which you can't let them know, right? So that what you're gonna do is you want to like bevel up the deck like that, okay? And that'll just help you just bevel it like that, and then like push it like that, and that'll help you just pick up the card. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go, all right, so now, right? And you've palmed the card just like that, just like this here. And I've just pulled the card off, right? And they're not gonna be looking for you to be palming the card, so they're just not gonna watch you as you pull it and add it to the top, right? And then you're gonna fan out the cards, say, all right, so here we have our 4 kings. Now these kings were no dummies, right? And then you're gonna push them together like this. While doing this, what I want you to do is you're gonna push these together and hold them together like this, because you're actually gonna have to do a little lift. So you're gonna hold it like that, right? And then you're gonna say, all right, so what they did, they were real strategic about this. They took this king and this king, right? They think this is the first and second kings, but it's really the first and second king, but on top of that, there's their signature card, right? So then you're going to flip them over, right? Now they think that these are the cards that you just flipped over, but really it's these two. Just careful, remember, you do just take their signature card. They shouldn't see it. And you say, well, they put those kings and they station them at the back. All right, so we have these two stationed at the back, right? And so then you flip over the other two, right? And you show them these ones. Remember, you didn't show them those, but you show them these, right? So these two, you want to do most of this pretty fast, like I said, because they can't know that this was actually the card that you flipped over and showed them that you were going to put down over there. So then you show them these, unlike those, right? And and they station these guys at the front, right? And now remember, they put what they thought was their signature card under this wallet, but it's really the ace of spades. Remember that, right? And you couldn't have touched it. So it's under there, you can't touch it. And so then what you do is you say, well, the 2 front guards, right, and you can show them these, they were walking along, and suddenly they started to feel sick. and boom, they drop dead, right? And then you can go, all right, but remember, you flipped them over this way, because if you do it this way, they're going to see that it's their signature card, right? And they also don't know that this one is still a king, right? And so the other two went to go check on the diamond, right? And so they went in the vault, right? And this is just what you do, right? And now they're not going to be paying attention to how the kings are placed, so you can just pick it up like that, right? And you say, now the first king went, and he was so surprised. And the other king was like, what? What's wrong? Oh my goodness. What was wrong? Well, all they could find in the vault was your signature card. Right, in this point, they're all like, what? How did it get over here? And you're like, well, if your card's here, what's under here? And then you show it, and big reveal. All right, guys, thank you for watching this video. Remember to like it and subscribe to the channel. And also to tell all your friends. That's all the time we have for today. So, ciao.